What is up, YouTube? It is Mr. Lala Bubba, and I'm here bringing you a Wi-Fi UU battle on Pokemon Showdown. Now, before I get into this, I would like to say this battle's freaking good. Sometimes it's hard to find good battles on Pokemon Showdown unless you set them up with someone beforehand. If you're just using that find battle tool, it's kind of hard to find people who don't rage quit every 6 seconds or have no strategy other than spamming attacking moves. But let's go ahead and get into it. Now, to lead off, I had my beautiful Ambipom, but they lit out with Frostlass, so I chose to instantly switch out to Victini, knowing that I couldn't use Fake Out on the Frostlass, so I go for the Heat Wave, playing a little bit aggressively at the beginning, but taking a first look at his team, actually, I knew that his biggest threats to my team were going to be Umbreon and Blastoise because I had really nothing to take them. So I do make a good prediction and switch out to Ratchet, my Xatu, but because of Synchronize, I'm going to get Toxic anyway, and I don't have any way to get that Toxic off, which is not a good thing. However, I do have Nightshade, but it's not doing enough to actually take this thing out before it gets its wish back anyway. So Umbreon, definitely a big threat to my team because I don't really have anything that can one-hit or two-hit KO it. Of course, that's a hard Pokemon to do that to in the first place. So he's going to switch out to Roserade, a good way to get rid of my Registeel, scaring me out with the Leech Seed, of course, because Leech Seed is not fun for Registeel. It completely takes away its walling capabilities. Very good prediction on my opponent's part, again switching out to Blastoise when I go out to, I guess you could say, a very obvious Victini switch. So I take the Scald, and it does a lot of damage, and I know that now, because those spikes are up, it's going to be very difficult to switch that Victini back in, and I know that this thing must have Rapid Spin in it, and he does go for it, so he gets rid of the Stealth Rocks as I go for the Seismic Toss. Thinking I can 2-hit KO it, but he switches out anyway back into Roserade, which once again was a good prediction. Instead of going for the Seismic Toss, actually went for the Earthquake. Good prediction here, switching back out to my Xatu as I put the Roserade to sleep, and then proceed to try to set up my screens. And I should have stayed in here and gotten the Reflect up, but it doesn't really matter, as you'll see later, because they switch out anyway. And in comes Blastoise, and I should have predicted the Frostlass switch, but I didn't. So I go for the Fake Out, and of course Frostlass completely negates that. Now this Ambipom is very important because it sets up for both of the sweepers on my team. My Heracross and my Nidoking are my physical and special sweepers, respectively. And so I get my Heracross in, and now that it's Toxic, I know that there's not really much I can do, so because I don't have any way of getting rid of statuses or entry hazards, something that I'll probably have to fix on this team. That's definitely something that was a downfall here in this battle, and I go for the Stone Edge and miss, which is very unfortunate. I don't really want to lose my Heracross yet, but I don't really see a place where it's viable, so I just leave it in to die, unfortunately, so that I can get a clean switch in, and a very good prediction once again, predicting the Ice Beam and saving the Gligar, but it doesn't matter because I guess he must have thought that I was Choice or something, but very lucky here, missed with the Sleep Powder, and I'm able to kill off the Roserade. So I've gotten, and I know that the Destiny Bond is coming here, so that's why I switch out into Registeel. And so I've gotten Blastoise out of the way, so the only real big threat I have left is Umbreon. And another very good prediction, knowing maybe that I'd go for the Thunder Wave, he goes for the Earthquake, and then I get my Stealth Rocks up because I know he doesn't have a Rapid Spinner in anymore. So now I know that Frostlass is dead upon entry, which is very important because Frostlass with Destiny Bond could really screw up my team. So getting those Rocks up was a very good idea, and then I don't really need my Registeel anymore, so I just leave it in to die, but he actually goes for the Roost as I just continue to spam Seismic Toss. Hoping that maybe he just attacks me and kills me off, and I think he does here. He goes, on the next turn, he goes for the Earthquake, and he does take out my Registeel. So I go ahead and send in my Ambipom, and I do get the Fake Out. I know he wouldn't switch into Frostlass because it would be dead upon entry because of the Stealth Rocks. And so I just continue to go for double hit. I don't really want to go for the Baton Pass, but I do end up... No, actually I don't. So that was a completely wasted agility, but I bring in my Xatu to scare out the Gligar. because he can't really do much to me, and I can 2-hit KO him with Nightshade. Unfortunately, he is faster, so he's going to get off the roost first, which is not good for me. So actually, I just leave. I'm leaving in everything to die, and this was not a very good plan, but that Reflect was very, very important. That was a very good job getting up the screens, as you'll see in a second, as I bring in Power, and he goes for the Earthquake. He outspeeds me, but I live just slightly because of that Reflect, so that was a very, very important thing. So he brings in the Frostlass, of course, as death fodder, and then in comes Liepard, and lucky here on my part, the Swagger doesn't matter. All he has is the Swagger, and then he breaks through the confusion, and then the next turn he snaps out of confusion, goes for the Sludge Wave, and my opponent actually ends up forfeiting because he has no way to attack me whatsoever. And that is it for this battle, guys. Please stay tuned for more, and leave a like, rating, and subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed it.